In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at bristle brushes in the brush creator. Now, in the very top left corner, and I'm going to go ahead and hide the rest of the UI and drag this center. In the top left corner, there's reset brush changes. This reverse icon, reset brush changes, will revert to the permanent state. Save changes as default. We'll make it the new permanent state and save as a new brush preset. We'll open this brush with a new name, usually with the number 1 higher. So Bristle Round 4 would be the new version if we clicked on this. All right, let's look at the stroke tab. Now max size is going to increase the brush size to a massive degree, and with bristle brushes this is a lot faster than it used to be. Again, I'm using a low powered machine, so it doesn't handle giant brushes wonderfully. I'm going to bring this back, clear the canvas. The maximum size and the size of the brush and the brush properties are the two main ones that you want to be aware of. The max size obviously is the largest size that you can get when you have the size and the properties panel turned all the way to 100. Size behavior. This uses pressure to adjust the size of the brush. You can copy curves and paste curves from one curve editor to another. And locking to grid will make the node snap to positions on the grid. In the bottom left corner is reset curve. This will bring it back to the default saved state for this brush. Let's bring it back to where it was and look at this. So as we do a light pressure stroke, we're going to have a small brush stroke, and as we increase pressure, we're going to have a large brush stroke. This is shown here, pressure at the bottom, and on the size. On the left, you see size. So with low pressure, you'll get a low size, and over here on the right, you can see high pressure, and we get a high size or a large size. Reversing the curve will get you exactly the opposite. We get a large brush stroke with light pressure, and as we push harder, we get a smaller brush stroke. Tip tilt works just like it does in texture brushes. Height and width. If we bring height up, you can see the brush cursor is round. As I tilt the stylus sideways, you can see the brush cursor has elongated. When you reset this, you can drag tip tilt to the right. This will adjust in a way that's typically been optimal for most brushes. This does not mean this is the best option for you, but note the angle here, the positioning of the node, those things are important. This makes it easy to do more narrow and more wide brush strokes using this parameter. I will point out that width and height are different. Height, you're going to see pen tilt, and size are the two things that are being adjusted. With pen tilt, you're adjusting size. And then with width is pen angle versus trajectory, not the same thing as pen tilt. And based on the machine that you're using, you'll get a different response here. This does not work currently on all device types. Now, brush form. This is the density of the bristles. Let's go over to the shape and bristle to the bristle one, and we're going to turn on thin. Going to decrease the density so we can see the lines, the individual bristles easier. And what you're going to see here in the beginning, the lines have pulled together. They expand out away from each other and then come back together at the end. This is brush form set at 0. Let's go all the way to 100. Notice that the bristles don't come together at the beginning. They stay exactly where they were, and they're revealed by the increase of the shape size of the brush. Let's look at this one more time. Brush form set to 0. We're going to start with low pressure and expand out. Let's bring this up to 50%. And all the way up to 100%. Now opacity, we have set to 100%. You can see up here at the top, bristle round 3, you can see the brush stroke changing. We have it set currently at 100% opacity, 50% opacity, 18% opacity, and 5% opacity. Now you'll find that opacity is very similar in its function in an oil and acrylic brush to loading. So let's put loading down. Let's keep it at 100 to 50. $18, $5. Notice these are similar, they are not identical. Here in our stroke underneath the top, this one that's around 50% opacity, we still see impasto. Over here in loading, when we're at 50% loading, we do not see the impasto. So know that there are differences. Adjusting the opacity level on the left, the multiplier, will increase the amount of this percentage on the right, the opacity level. So let's bring this to 4. It's 25. Put the loading back to 100 in the properties panel. Notice that we have a very similar result to this 1x multiplier times 100. Opacity has a behavioral curve as well. Let's bring the node on the left all the way down to low. So our opacity is adjusted by pressure. Here we have our light stroke. Let's change size behavior so we're looking just at opacity. So here we have light and medium pressure and high pressure. You can see we've got that increase in opacity, which is also showing up similar to like an increase in loading. Spacing is going to adjust how smooth the brush stroke is. If we bring spacing all the way to the right, on the right, this is going to be spacing out. The placement of the bristles going on to the canvas. This usually produces a more angular result. If we bring it to the left, this is going to create a very smooth brush stroke. Typically this is kept right around 10 to 15 in order to get a nice smooth stroke that's not overly costly for the system to create. Meaning if you're getting some lag while you're using the paintbrush, bringing this to the right will speed things up just a little bit. Again, ideally 10 to 15 seems to be what works best on most systems. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay creative.